Welcome back to the channel. We're here to talk T-Mobile in this video. I just read this article and I think, yeah, this is Monica over at FirstNet, and there's some disclosures from a meeting that took place between MoffettNathanson, these market analysts, and T-Mobile leadership. So they must have just met and discussed some things recently, probably within the last few days. You guys know about the report that the CEO of T-Mobile was considering, stepping down sooner than the expiration of the contract, leaving early, being tired, or, whatever the case may be. These are basically distractions, right? And these distractions can take away from the focus of the business. But T-Mobile reiterated to MoffettNathanson that they are still focused on their core business. So I want to speak to this and explain why this is really important, that if it's true, then it's good for T-Mobile. And if it's not, if it doesn't end up being, a situation where T-Mobile is focused, they could take a turn for the worst. So the quote here from MoffettNathanson, and this is Craig Moffett, cable analyst and all that. Quote, "We've periodically criticized T-Mobile for what we might call distractibility or a focus on ancillary issues like a fiber strategy that covers less than 2% of the country, or even an FWA strategy that accounts for just a few percentage points of revenue." This is in a note written to investors on June 10th, just a couple of days ago. Quote, "Far more important and sometimes lost amid these distractions is, in our view, the core of T-Mobile's value proposition, the best network at the best price." That quote right there, best network at the best price, is specifically what the CEO always says. So Mike Sievert, and then even into the consumer group and the business group, they always say that best network, best price. And the focus there is wireless networking. Now, to speak to the focus, the FWA strategy, the new fiber kind of approach for T-Mobile, if you're only doing one thing and it's your only revenue stream, and that one thing becomes really competitive, you obviously must remain laser focused on it. But you still need to invest in elements of your business that show potential and show growth. The one thing that I will say in response to this from MoffettNathanson's angle in maintaining and not being distracted, it's a case study of AT&T, who was distracted for several years with Warner Media assets and DirecTV and all of that stuff. That's the fear, right? That is the telco fear. The same thing happened with Verizon when they bought like Huffington Post and AOL and all that other stuff. You guys remember that? Obviously less negative and a lot less debt compared to what AT&T had with Warner Media and DirecTV. But this conversation is valid, and this point is valid. If T-Mobile was to become distracted to the point where they would lose focus on their core business, it would have a negative impact on the investor sentiment towards the company. Now, I will tell you this. If you look at the T-Mobile stock, it's been down recently. I'm not sure if any of this is connected. I have no idea. But I do know that the growth metrics for T-Mobile have become harder and harder to reach, which may indicate why T-Mobile may be looking at other elements of the business, and they may not really have any choice. So I'm not really sure what MoffettNathanson wants out of T-Mobile. I'm not sure what the right answer is and what is the best thing for any of these companies to do. I'm just the guy making videos on YouTube, kind of seeing this all play out outside looking in. But it is a valid concern, and I think distractions are a real thing that could happen to companies. Now, if the T-Mobile CEO ends up leaving, well, then those things become different focus areas for the new CEO. But I'm not really sure how that all fits in. But interesting to see the timing. And the response from T-Mobile CEO is that he says he loves his job, the team loves working together, and he doesn't really have a comment on any of this. They are obviously working in best interest of the board and the investor, and they'll do what's best for the company. Maybe the magic, the sheen of the growth for T-Mobile just isn't there anymore, and maybe some of the Un-carrier stuff was part of the reason why they enjoyed that glorious growth, and it's just not there anymore. And maybe it is the right direction to have some additional focuses. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Big salute to you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.